Well, good afternoon. I'm taken aback by it. I'm quite surprised. I was trying to get away with just listening to what you had to say. But it's good to see all of you here, and my respects to principal, vice principal, teachers, pastor. I have the advantage of being able to say I agree with everything you said. And I can sit. And to take up his last challenge, if you would like to have that conversation, I'm happy to have it. And the principal, everybody knows how to find me. And I hope to be at your graduation on the 15th. I just want to add my words of support and encouragement because leaving high school, while an exciting prospect, is also in many respects a daunting prospect because there's so much coming at you. And there's a lot of, including a lot of advice which is being given to you. I hope that you remember everything the pastor said. And I hope that your social skills that you picked up in high school will enable you to interact very quickly with the adult world that you're going to have to face. And in a couple of years, you're going to all be eligible to be electors in the country. In 1967, when majority rule came, you had to be 21 years of age to vote. In 1969, Lyndon Pindling and his colleagues passed a law to lower the voting age to 18. And so from 1969 to the present, once you reach 18, you're entitled to vote. And voting is a very serious responsibility because the people who end up governing the country make the decisions about what happens to your life. And you have to make a choice about where the country is going in the future. And I can tell you there are more of you than there are of us. But I've said, when I've been speaking the last few days, we just had our Young Liberals convention last night. And I said to them, what I think is the surest defense for the future is to understand the past. The mistake I made when I grew up was that I believed history started the day I was born. Nothing happened before I got here. And that's a mistake. Because you are here because some people did some things before you got here. And I urge you, if you don't know already, to have a chat with your parents about what their lives were like and why they made the choices they did, because that too will help you as you move forward in the future. There's a lot of opportunity. A lot of it is in technology. One of the reasons I was delayed was because we just put free Wi-Fi on the Eastwood Park. There's also free Wi-Fi on the Fox Hill Parade, because we want to make sure that you have a chance. The United Nations has said we ought to provide the opportunity for everyone to get digital access to the net, to the internet. And that's a good and a bad thing. It's not a substitute for people-to-people contact. It's a tool, but it's not a substitute. So it's a very exciting time. I'm happy to be here this afternoon to encourage you, to do what I can to make sure you find work. Pastor George Mackey, who was my predecessor in this job, wrote a book. It was a collection of essays. And he told a story about when he was a student at the government high school. And two very important men came to speak to the government high school when he was a student to tell them what to do. One of them was A.F. Adley. A.F. Adley after whom the school is named, a lawyer, triple first at Cambridge in the early 20th century, member of the Executive Council, member of the House of Assembly. And he told them that they were in school, told them learn their lessons, but they must do grand things when they got out of school. They must work for humanity, and they must work for the good of the nation. The next person who came to see him, that's fine. The next person who came to see him was a man named L.W. Young. L.W. Young, school is named after him. He owned most of the land in Fox Hill, big businessman, but a very practical man. And he came to the students and he said, that's fine. I hear what Mr. Adderley had to say about all the grand things, but learn your lessons, and when you get out of school, get a job and make some money. So that was his advice. Well, I think you don't have to choose. I think you can do both. Yes. You can work for humanity, and you can get a good job that you like. But the thing is, A.F. Adderley's son used to always say, Paul Adderley, the late Paul Adderley used to always say, it is better to do something than to do nothing. Better to do something than to do nothing. And I'll help you do that something as long as I'm around. God bless you.
Wait, I need a hug.
Great. How are you? Good to see you.
Thank you, sir. You allow our offertory prayer.